Hey ladies, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's going on? Hey Chic Mystique, hello, it's good to see you live. Yes, I'm live. I have not given up on this channel. I'm still on social media. I do go on another platform, like mostly, but I'm still here. I really stopped because remember I told you guys my laptop went kaput, went completely kaput. But I ended up getting a MacBook, so that definitely helps. And I can pretty much go live the same way I was before. Now it's just a factor of my time is not as freed up as before, though. But I have the equipment. I mean, I still could use a microphone, but I'm using my earpod mic to talk to you guys. Softens by them. Yeah, girl, it's okay. I just got on. I wanted to just come back on and talk about a few things. I've been doing just a little tiny bit of dating recently. And the quality, okay, good. Yeah, I wanted to see if you guys could hear me. Let me see how I sound. Okay, I sound pretty clear for the most part off of these AirPods. Maybe because I have a MacBook now. And so, when you use the same brand of equipment, it all works much better together. Because I had these AirPods and I would use them on my HP laptop, but it sounded horrible. But now that I have this MacBook, it sounds like way better. So that's good. But anyway, I titled this video, this live stream, Key Factors to Know About Women. I just think that there's a few things that need to be discussed and need to be clarified regarding how women are and how we act. The content that men post on here about women, and particularly content where men are explaining to other men how women act, it seems like all of the reasons they give point down to like something involving physical intimacy or gold digger stuff. It's never, it's very rare for the content that I've seen, which I've seen the most popular stuff. That content doesn't really address real reasons that don't have to do with gold digging or physical intimacy, like actually, like real legitimate emotional intelligence. So, the first thing I wanted to say in this is I wanted to talk about like women and how we handle breakups. So that's the first thing. It's breakups with and how women deal with it, right? I saw a meme the other day and it showed like how a woman is the first day of a breakup and she's crying and she's miserable and she's sad. However, the guy is like happy and he feels free and he, feels like he's on top of the world. And then throughout the weeks, the woman gets better, but then the guy starts to feel bad, right? And this is typical. Like the man will end up missing the girl eventually, wanting to call her back weeks after a breakup, versus the woman, she's already moved on. That is accurate, right? And I was dating somebody and he told me that all of his exes, or most of them, broke up with him, right? The girls broke up with him, but then they ended up being the ones to call him back. And I tried to explain to him, like, yes, that happens, right? It happens where a woman wants to call a guy back weeks after a breakup because she believes she made a mistake, she let a good guy go, or what have you. The reason for that is, and I tried to tell this to him and he didn't want to listen, but the reason for that is because she has not found a new man yet. And when I told him this, he didn't want to believe me. He said, no, that's not true. That's not true. And I said, this is true. I know it sucks to hear, but it is the truth. The saying, there's a saying for this. And the saying is, the only way to get over a man is to get under a new one. That saying is accurate because when a woman finds a new man, she could be missing her ex, but it's only a matter of time before she finds a new man who gives her the attention she's been craving, takes her out on those dates, has the conversations with her that she's been wanting, and she will forget about her ex and completely move on. I've been through this myself. There was an ex I ended a relationship with, and yes, weeks later, I was still missing him. I still wanted to talk to him. I was regretful about the breakup. But to be honest, I really felt like that because I didn't have anyone else that I was dating on that level at the time. So my mind and my emotions automatically gravitated towards when I was feeling good, when I was getting those needs met. Okay, I don't know what they're doing outside of my apartment, but that's how it was for me back then. I was not truly missing him, right? I was missing the feelings. And so that's what a lot of men don't understand about women is that they don't understand that women we truly are emotional beings and we truly are led by how we feel a lot of the times, especially when it comes to relationships. And we miss and crave the feeling most times than, the person, than the man himself. And he just, when I told the guy that I was dating at the time, when I tried to explain this to him, he really didn't want to believe me. I guess he didn't want to believe me because he'd rather believe that he's just the best man and was the best option. And she truly felt bad and horrible and missed out. But I told him, like, that's not the case. Like, she just didn't have another guy that was like you or better and giving her the love and attention she wanted. And then I asked him, is she still calling you back like today? And he told me no. And I said, well, because she probably found somebody else. She moved on versus other guys. Most guys will, not other guys, but versus men in general, they will continuously always think about that girl, that one that got away type of chick forever, like throughout their life. There's tons of men who will say that. And I'm not saying that women will never feel this way too, but there's a lot of women who will have good men in their life and they are forgettable because she can just meet another good man and move on with him because that good man she currently has is meeting her needs. Versus men, it's not really the same. They really do continue to think about that one girl that got away throughout their life if they go without her. So that's the first thing that I wanted to talk about that men need to understand about women is that we go through breakups completely differently. We have different reasons for why we miss um, our person, and it's not always what a man thinks. And I think a lot of men have a hard time accepting this because like the guy that I was dating and like I said earlier, these guys want to believe that they are the best option. They don't want to believe that they were really that they were being not used, I would say, but that their position in a woman's life was to make her feel good and to meet her needs. But that's normal in a relationship. Like you should want to make your person feel good. You should want to meet their needs. And for a lot of women, that is what they're searching for in a man, someone that can meet her needs. Oh my god. These kids, I just had to close my window. Someone that can meet their needs, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing that men need to understand about women is the turn ons. So, in my recent experience dating, I went out with a guy. I did go to his place. I'm not a real stickler for going over a guy's house if you guys have been knowing each other. We didn't do anything serious. We literally sat on the couch and watched a movie, but it's obvious that he tried to make a move to do something serious. And his move was just incredibly corny. This is a man who's like 32 years old. I believe he's 32 or 33. He has no children and he's never been married. He's been single for almost 2 years. And this guy, he was just trying to make a move like he was some 17-year-old little boy. Like he was trying to make a move on me like he's never been next to a woman before. It was just so corny and so lame. So it was raining outside and I was wearing a hoodie. And so then he's gonna like try to put his like gesture his hands towards my hoodie and be like, so what do you have underneath that hoodie? And I'm just like, I just have a hoodie on. That's it. Like we're just chilling, watching a movie. What I need to get all dressed up for? And so then he's all like, he was asking me like, oh, do you have nice, top, like, T's, Tittie. Like, do I have, he asked me, do I have nice ones? And I'm just like, I mean, they're there. Like other women, like all women have a pair. So I have a pair too. And so he tried to peek down my sweater. I was kind of leaning against him, but I wasn't all up on him. He tried to peek down my sweater, and he says he got a glance. I don't believe he did, but he says he got a glance. He's like, "Oh, they're nice. How nice. You have a nice rack or whatever." He didn't say that word, but we're on YouTube, so I'm not trying to like say too much. But he said, "I have a nice rack, but just replace the rack with like Tittie." Um, And so I just kind of laughed it off, because one thing I don't do when I'm around guys is I lose control, because this guy is a 6'3", 200 something pound man. So I'm not about to go off, get all in his face and do the most, because then I'm, starting up a dangerous situation. But I just laughed it off like, oh, you're so funny. And we just kept watching the movie, and then we talked a little bit and I went home. There was no physical, we didn't go all the way. But when the cornballness is crazy. The cornballness is crazy. And then, since his lame, corny ass move didn't work on me, he tried to like double back in a sense and try to redeem himself. And he said, "Oh, I'm not really a sexual person. I'm not really, interested in hooking up." And he just tried to do a whole like flip of like who he presented himself at the beginning of the night, and then towards the end of the night, yes, like he tried to flip himself. Once it didn't work, I wasn't gonna strip or do nothing for him. And so he just then tried to make himself seem like, oh, he's not that type of guy. And I said, well, you literally asked me earlier about my rack and like how it is, and tried to peek at it. So clearly you are sexual. Like you are. And you did want to hook up. But we don't know each other like that. Like it's not that I'm not a sexual person myself as a woman. Of course I am. Like when I have a man and there's commitment involved, and we are for sure locked in, and there's deep feelings involved, of course I want to please my man. Of course I want to share those moments with him, those intimate moments. Why wouldn't I? That's very important in a relationship to me. But we're not in college. Like we're not 18. We're full-fledged adults, 30 and up. I'm 30 now. Since I started this channel, I think I started this channel, I was like 26. No, 20. Yeah, I think like 26. I'm 30 years old now, and this guy is like 33. So I was like, we're in our 30s, we're grown. Everyone around us is getting married and having children, and you're still coming at me like you're in college. So this guy sells, he's in sales, some kind of sales in the finance industry. But before that, he played professional football in Canada, and just in general, all throughout college was playing football. So it's just obvious that he has a mindset of like college boy, athlete, jock, like just cringy, and just that whole thing. Like he's still stuck in that. He's not really emotionally matured or evolved to have a real relationship. I mean, and he's been single for going on 2 years. So just the cringiness of it all. A lot of men just don't understand that is not appealing to women. Like if a woman is next to you on the couch and you guys are watching a movie and the vibe is not there to be doing that, don't even bother to like make a move, especially if you're dealing with a grown ass woman. Like I have my own place, my own car, my own job, benefits, everything. Like I'm a fully grown adult woman, right? Listen, if I want to throw something back, I will. Okay. I don't need the cringy, like, ooh, let me peek down your sweater bullcrap. Like, I don't need that. Like, we're grown. Like, so if it's just not happening, it's just not happening. And there's no rush for it to happen either, especially if we're looking for something serious. Because if we're looking for something serious, that means we're looking for something to last. And if we're looking for something to last, then we have a lot of time to have those intimate moments. But men are different, obviously, right? They have testosterone. They have urges way more than women do, thanks to their hormonal levels, thanks to that testosterone. And that's just their thing, to just want to, multiply themselves. Let me see. He seems immature. Maybe there's a reason he's single. Yes, exactly. Very immature. Um, not ready, emotionally immature, and not emotionally intelligent at all. How cringy! It was very cringy. It was on. It wasn't a turn on. Right, it wasn't sexy, like it wasn't any of those things. And so for him to just think that it was okay, it was not. That's really lame for a 32-year-old, but men are men at exactly. It was really, I mean, I expected more. Like I expected him to be a little bit more, I don't know, more smoother, just more than that, right? More what is the word I'm looking for? More just evolved in that sense. Maybe he hasn't had a lot of experience. I mean, he said that he hasn't hooked up much. He said that he hasn't even, played with himself since 2019. And I don't know if I really believe that, because you asking me about how nice of a rack I have, and then one minute and then next minute going to say you haven't, as a man, done nothing to yourself since 2019. And, men be doing that stuff all the time. Like it ain't nothing for them to do that. Right. That's what they do, which ain't, I'm not judging that at all, but it's like, men do that. And so he was just saying things all over the place. And a part of me was like, is he trying to test me? Is he trying to test if I'm easy? Like, is he trying to make some kind of a corny move? He knows it's corny, but wondering if I'll fall for it. Like, what is the vibes here? Because there's no way he's doing all these things and it's for real. Like this has to be a test on if I'm just some kind of easy chick, because there are men on here that will intentionally do cringy, annoying things to test you as a woman to see if you would fall for it. And if you fall for it, then they cross you out because they actually are looking for a wife. And if you're falling for like these F-boy traps, then they cross you out. So at that point, I was just like, I don't know. But I haven't even talked to the guy since. This was just the other night, actually. I haven't talked to the guy since. I haven't even kissed the guy. So that's why I was left so confused. Or he didn't even try to kiss me. That's why I was left so confused as to like why he was being so weird and cringy and literally wanted me to show him my rack, all because I had a hoodie on I had nothing on underneath my hoodie because it was a very thick and comfortable hoodie. Like if I would have worn an undershirt, I would have been sweating. And then on top of that, you can't really see what I got going on underneath because the sweater is so big and so thick. Like wearing even a bra is like you can or you don't have to. You won't see any of your, you know, you won't see anything. So I didn't bother. Um, but regardless, that's not something I need to explain to him. I'm a grown ass woman. I don't need to explain to another man what I have underneath my clothing. And the audacity he had to even ask that is crazy, is honestly crazy and really gross and really weird. And I don't really know what gets into a man's head to make a man think that he can ask these uncomfortable, cringy questions to a woman that's not his. They're not in an official relationship. They haven't been talking very long. They don't talk very much to begin with, right? Like there's no good morning text, there's no nothing, but yet they have all the audacity to say the most craziest stuff when they finally do see you, when they finally do talk to you. Like there's just no decency. And it also makes me think like, okay, he must be used to some really raunchy type of women that maybe they will just like lift up their hoodie and show him her rack. Like maybe he is used to those. I'm not that type of woman. Like I'm not gonna hang out with you on dates 1 to 3. There's no type of romantic vibe going on where it's like a turn on and I just strip down. Like and it's not even the scene, like it's not even a turn on. Like it's just some, I don't know. It was like it was just bad. It was just really bad. And then I also had to check myself. I'm like, okay, did I put myself out there in a way to like make him even think that him talking like that and him asking me about what's underneath my hoodie is an okay thing to do? Like, how am I showing up as a woman to the point where he even felt comfortable um asking me that or talking to me like that. And mind you, this is the second time I hung out with this guy ever. So yes, I hung out with him for the second time at his place. Yes, I did. Like I said before, I'm not a real stickler for going over a guy's house, but at the same time, like, um if it's so early and I'm going over your house, don't assume that I will sleep with you. I've never even slept with a guy just because I'm at his house. That doesn't mean automatic, let's get in the bed. So I know guys think that, and they want to make that a universal code. Like if you come over anywhere close to my room, you're gonna get in it with me and be buck naked. But that's only going to be a reality if all women abide by that. If we still have women out here that will get in your kitchen, eat your food, and not strip down a thing, then that universal code men are trying to make isn't going to become real. It only becomes real if women participate, not because men just say so. And that's why it's important, though, if you do anything with a man in anywhere at any time, you do it with a guy that has some kind of value. He has something to lose, because that's unfortunately that's really what's going to hold him back from trying something out that's crazy. um the reality is men don't, if it's not something stronger on the line to hold him back, he'll try it. It's just an unfortunate reality that us women have to accept. But if you're dealing with men of caliber that have a reputation to uphold and care about their life and their future, then you don't have to worry about him trying something, because him trying something for you means he loses it. He will lose it all the years he put in work to get to where he is at. It goes down the drain just so he can touch up on a little something something. A smart man isn't going to risk that, and he's smart based off of what he's been able to obtain himself as a guy, right? So that's another reason why I felt comfortable to hang out with him in his house, because he's a man of a caliber. I would consider him, yes, to be a high value guy according to like YouTube standards, right? And guys, I know on my page I promote interracial dating for Black women, because I do believe Black women should open their dating options. But I tell Black women to date whoever. You can still date, Black men, African, Caribbean, of course, white guys, Spanish guys, Asian guys, whatever. Just don't go for the same type of guy, right? Date all of them the same. So the man that I'm talking about, that I dealt with the other night, yes, this was a Black man. This was a Black man. This was a 6'3" Black man that makes a lot of money in sales, in the finance industry, financial sales. And he was acting like this, right? So I did not go out looking for this guy. He came and found me. He had his stuff together. And so I was like, okay, we could date. I only date white guys. I only date Asians. I only date biracial men. Like I don't have that. If you are a man I'm attracted to, you have your stuff together, you're a traditional man, a man of caliber, you meet my standards and my boundaries, then we can date. And that's what I thought of him until he did this cringy, weird stuff thinking it was cute. It's not cute. And honestly, made me like uncomfortable. I just felt like this is just crazy, because I've never had a man of any race ask to see my rack underneath my hoodie, like ever in my life. Ever. So he's the first one. And he really thought it was no big deal, for real. Like he literally said, oh, it's just TITT, I can't, we're on YouTube, so I don't want to say it, but he's like, it's just a rack. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm like, what? Like, this is my body. Like, you want me to strip something naked just so you can see? Like, obviously he would see something to do a little bit more, but it was just corny as hell. So that's why this comment maybe hasn't had a lot of experience. I don't know. Maybe he has not, because a man that has some experience would be smoother with trying to make a move. I don't know, but he is religious at the cell. He be posting stuff like he's religious. So I don't know. Maybe his religious beliefs has made him not have all the experience he could have. because he could have it. He could have a lot of experience. He's definitely one of the desirable men that many women say that they want. So he, the fact of the matter is he can have a lot of options, which could give him a lot of experience. So I don't know if he's taking up in the experience. I'm not sure. But what I do know is that corny stuff he pulled is not okay, and men need to really stop doing the corny stuff. Obviously, us women and women in general should know not to be stupid, and we're not stupid. We know that a man will want to sleep with us at some point. We're not dumb, so we don't need to. We don't need any of that corny crap because that stuff is a turn off. Okay, if a woman wants to throw it back, she just will. Okay. She just will, you know what I'm saying? And the men even tell themselves this in their content. The men even tell themselves this in their content by saying, if she likes you, she will sleep with you. And that it really is the case. If she likes you, she's in the mood. This guy, it's not that I didn't like him, it's just that him being likable, tall, a nice apartment and a nice smile is not going to be enough for me to lay my body down. It's just not. I'm also going to need commitment, and not just but like to the point where there's love, like there's some feelings there that is past, like maybe we don't have to be deeply in love, but it's past just, oh, you're cool, I like you type of thing, you know? So I don't use physical intimacy as a measure or any form of an indicator that I like someone. I mean, obviously it is an indicator, but it has to be more than just that. Like that can't be the only thing. Um, me liking someone is not the only reason why I would sleep with them. There has to be more going on. We have to have commitment. We have to have a lot of things in common. We have to be locked in some kind of way. It don't got to be marriage. I'm not abstinent. I'm not celibate or anything like that. But we have to have deep feelings. Like it has to be like, this is my man. Like you see him, you see me. People see me, they see him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not like this isn't college. I'm not in college. I'm not. And even when I was in college, I wasn't just sleeping around. But that whole mindset of just sleeping around with people because they're cool, because they're cute, I just don't have that mindset. And if men want to have that mindset, they can, but it's not going to lead them to a long lasting relationship. Now, a man does not need to sleep with you to figure out if he likes you. That's the thing. He doesn't need to. He knows right away. He knows sooner than later. And if he wants to keep having you around him, even if you guys haven't slept together, it's an indicator that he likes you. So the pressure for sex and how fast it happens is pointless if you guys are meant to last. So men just need to understand that cringy stuff to get a woman to sleep with you is not a turn on, and it makes it worse. I actually would sleep with this guy 100%, but that cringy stuff he did totally just pushed me all the way back from that ever even happening. He had a higher chance of me throwing it back if he would not have brought up anything regarding my rack, my clothes, and my body and all that. If he would have just left it alone completely and just focused on vibing out, then I would really like him, because I would like the vibes and how we can just chill without me being pressured for sex, without arguing, without anything that's just like too much. And then I probably would have wanted to throw it back. It would have made me want to throw it back even more. And the crazy thing is, men also tell each other this on here. They also tell each other that if you leave the sexual stuff off the table, you don't pursue her for sex like that, it's actually going to make a woman want to have sex with him even more. And I can honestly say that is accurate as a woman. When I already am on the verge of really liking a guy and he doesn't pressure me for sex, that makes me feel like, okay, like I feel comfortable doing that with him, because I know he's not objectifying me, seeing me as just a object, to please him in the bedroom. Like he actually is just willing to vibe. Like I'm just a fun person to be around. Right. And he can technically want to pump and dump. He can have that all planned out in the back of his head in general. But the fact of the matter is, making me feel like that outwardly, front and center, is going to be a turnoff. And no matter what, every woman that's at least looking for something serious and is dating intentionally does not want to be made to feel like she is the object that's just used for pleasure. She doesn't. She does not. But some guys are so into um some guys are just so into getting laid, right? And getting laid ASAP by any woman they find attractive. That stuff completely goes out of the window. They believe they need to bring up the sex. They need to bring up your body and everything like that to get you to sleep with them. And they don't understand that a real woman's not doing that. Not doing that. If she is, she already wanted to sleep with the guy regardless. And she was in the mood herself. But a woman who's looking for something real and meaningful, she's not going to want to feel like that. And she is going to care about that stuff 100%. But those are the main two things that I wanted to come on here to discuss that I really believe men need to understand. The first one is when it comes to a breakup, a woman is only going to call a guy back because she hasn't found a new guy to talk to. And I was explaining this to a guy I was dating previously. He didn't want to believe it. He wanted to believe that women call him back after a breakup because he's just so amazing and they realize that I made a mistake. And that's not true. Women call a guy back when they have no other guy showing them the love and attention that they miss from their ex. And as soon as they get a new guy, they're not calling the old one back. The saying, in order to get over a guy, get under a new one or something is real. It's real. When you find a new man, you're not going to think about your old one. It just is what it is. And the second thing is the cringy stuff when it comes to a man trying to get laid. The cringy, forward, pointing out a woman's body, looking at her, and all this other stuff is just diabolically crazy and disgusting. And in no way, shape, or form is going to turn on a real woman. Maybe a little girl who's not used to having attention, who hasn't had anyone in a long time. She's going to feel flattered. Oh my God, you love my booty. Oh my God, you love my rack. Like, those little minded girls are going to feel like that. But a real woman that's actually worth being with and worth something is not going to be impressed. She's not going to be turned on. She's going to feel like, what is this? Like OF live or something. Like, she's not going to feel, a quality woman is not going to feel quality within that type of interaction. And it's going to be a turnoff, right? So whether the guy just didn't want anything serious, obviously, which is why he's coming across like that in the first place. Even if that's the case, trying to get laid that way in a non-serious way still wouldn't cut it. So if he planned to just pump and dump, he's still going to have to let go of the cringy crap, because that's not going to happen either. But that was really all I had to say about this, you guys. I just wanted to come on and talk about this. I will leave this up. Comment down below what you ladies think. I'll come back live soon. I might start making my short videos again, but this is a short live stream because I'm still technically logged into work. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Put more tips down below on, things that you're hearing being said about women that you think is a misunderstanding, that, put more of that stuff down in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, and share it with your friend. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.